I was going to make a video about this eventually, but things got accelerated with the tragic event in the last few days. Prior to that, I did a video on the social media mind control program. I did a video also called "The Internet Wants Us to Be Enemies." And all of this is relevant. Everything's connected. So today I want to talk about the importance of stepping away from social media, stepping away from the news, all the noise, even if it's just for 10, 15, 20 minutes a day. But step away from it and give yourself time to process. Information moves so fast today that the conscious mind can't process it all. It's impossible. By the time you get information, there's more coming. So the subconscious mind will work on some of that information, and some of that information being bad information, this has some effects. So it's important to take time to work through that. It's also important to take time to work through emotions. You know, there's a range of emotions that we go through when something like this happens, especially like, you know, what happened last couple days, 2-3 days. It's been a few days now. But this brings up emotions. You know, you see it happen. It's sad. As a family person, you see that happen. It's tragic. It's devastating, really, to think about. And then there's people that have gotten to a place in their life and their mentality that they would celebrate this type of thing, kind of laugh in your face at being sad, and that's also gonna bring up some emotions, right? It's designed to, even, and that's part of this. That is designed to elicit an emotional response. It's designed to destabilize and demoralize you. And if you feel that, then I would submit that that's an attack. That's a strategy that would be used in a warfare. Now, that warfare, as it is now, and as it's manifesting, I would say that is a war of good and evil. And I would say that's a tactic of evil to make you angry and make you act on that anger. Because acting on the anger is ineffective for the side of good, if you want to call it that. It's going to mess your life up, acting in anger. And I don't know that these people are smart enough to realize that. I think they're being played. I think they're being played by a larger entity. But whoever's pulling the strings knows that on these puppets. They know what they're doing. So that's why it's important to step back, take a moment, make sure you're taking time to pray, make sure you're taking time to process all this information and stuff. There's going to be people with all kinds of conspiracy theories, as always. You know, do I think there are bigger things going on here? Yeah, I do. But do I think that, you know, oh, this is CGI and this is this, that, and the other, and this, no, all that stuff, okay? It just confuses you. Okay, it just confuses you. Does that help you in your life? No. And that's what we kind of focus on this channel for the most part. There are big things going on in the world. There are things going on in the world that affect us all. There's no way we can get around it. However, how do you remain honorable? How do you continue to try to be a better man or woman? Mostly men watch this show, but woman as well. How do you continue to, you know, increase your ability to provide for your family? You know, how do we learn how to accept it, or to take in this information, rather, not accept it, but take it in, consider it, and move on without being affected by the social media mind control program? That's the kind of stuff we're working on. And so I want to continue on that and continue thinking about these things. I have the ability to go live now here on the channel, so I'm working out some of the technicals. I'm kind of doing some experiments on the other channel, so once we get the technical stuff right, we'll be able to rock and roll. We'll be able to talk about these things a little bit more in depth. But I think this is important. Just take a step back, relax, go down to the creek or the beach or the lake or wherever it is that you live, whatever. And water has a calming effect. It's probably why I mentioned 3 places that have water. But if you don't have that, just go somewhere peaceful, relax, pray, and give yourself time with this. There's no reason to go off doing anything. There's going to be people that co-opt both sides of this as far as left and right goes. Evil will try to take over both, right? If there's a war of good and evil, and there's a battle of left and right paradigm, like, this is why I don't get too heavy into the politics one way or another, because I realize that there's a war of good and evil going on. Evil's going to try to co-opt both sides. Of course it's going to do that. So we'll use things like this, right, to bring out anger, to bring out, any hatred that might be there, and to use that against the individual. And you're the individual, I'm the individual, right? And we have to consider our lives, our families. That's important, right? That's where it starts. See, that's where the whole thing is. That's where it starts. I think that's how the left got to this point, because typically the left is not very pro-family, not very pro-values. They don't have values, really. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the effects of postmodernism and moral relativism and things like that in our colleges, and that kind of ideology and how it changes people's behavior. You read Brave New World, and you can see the effects of this, the effects of how far that kind of thinking can go. And it's not good. You should be able to take your philosophy out to the extreme. And if it gets out into places like where Brave New World, like if it gets like that, then that is not a sound philosophy. You can't rock with that. You get what I'm saying? We're going to talk about all that stuff on this channel, guys. We're going to get into it deep. We might read some parts of some books and do some things like that. But that's all for the day. Take a step back. Allow it to process. There's no reason to, there's nothing. What are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Right now. Don't let yourself be used by these players in the game. You know what I'm saying? All right. That's all for the video. I appreciate each and every single one of you being here. I really do. And I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.